Hi, and welcome to Tuesday Community Connections. Just want to talk with you a little bit today about something that we've just done. We just elected our call committee to call our next permanent pastor. We all love Pastor Lauren, and he has done a wonderful job, but as we all know, he's an interim pastor, so he's not here permanently. He's here to help us until we find a permanent person. So we've just elected the call committee. The members of that committee are Naomi Bancroft, Greg Bang, Carol Geisler, Marlis Johnson, Sean Seneschal, John Vadava, and Penny Zola. And so we are grateful for their willingness to serve us in this way, as well as their willingness to be a part of this venture. It's one of those things where we can't say it's going to be for 1 year or it's going to be for 6 months. We don't know how long it's going to take. Their job is to search out candidates and to listen to them and to find the best candidate for Sharon. So it could take anywhere from 2 months to 2 years, I suppose, or longer, depending on how everything goes. But we thank them for the work that they've done. I want to ask you as well that you would keep them and their work in your prayers. This is looking at Sharon's future, and they're looking for the leader to lead us in the future. So both they and Sharon need your prayers. And I thank you for supporting them in that way. I just thought I would talk a little bit about what it is a call committee does, and specifically this call committee, what they're going to be looking for, just to kind of give you some background on that. First of all, we've just elected them, and the first thing that they will do is meet with the Synod office. We don't have a date set up for that yet. We needed to know who is on the call committee before we could send out a question about when could you meet. But mid to late February, we'll be meeting with the Synod office. And what happens then is we get a representative. This time it will be Shar Gumke, who is one of the assistants to the bishop. Shar will meet with the call committee, and she will explain to them the process that they will go through. There's some paperwork that they need to fill out about the position that we're looking for and about Sharon, just so candidates can get to know who Sharon is and see some of our statistics and some of our hopes and dreams and some of our history. And so she will go over that process with them and what they need and answer any questions that they have. Once they've met with Shar, then the call committee really can meet on their own and look at the paperwork that Sharon will be filling out. Thankfully, we did this just a couple years ago when we called Deacon Jamie, and so a lot of it we can just edit a little bit because not all that much has changed. Obviously, there are some things in this position will be a little bit different, so we need to make some changes, but they will need to go through that and get it the way that they would like to have it, and then submit that to the Synod office. And the Synod office then will take our paperwork and what we have told them we're looking for, and look for candidates that they have who are open to new positions and match them up. What we're saying we need, matching with what some candidate is saying they would like to do. And our call committee then will get the paperwork from those candidates, and they can look over that and decide who they want to interview. And then they will go through the interview process with candidates and decide, are any of these the right person? If they are, they will bring that candidate's name back to the congregation, and the congregation will vote, as you have several times in the past, to extend a call for that person to come and to serve us. If in the first group of paperwork they don't find somebody that they think would be a good match for Sharon, they will ask for more names. And that's where this could take a little bit of time, because we're matching, or the Synod is matching paperwork to paperwork a little bit, although they do know both Sharon and the candidates some, but don't know what it is that will really click for sure, and that's up to us to figure out. So, as I said, it could go very quickly. With Deacon Jamie, he was the first person that call committee even interviewed, but they were convinced he is the right person, and I think we all know that indeed he is. So hopefully this call committee too can go about their work quickly, but we want them to take the time they need to find the best candidate they can for Sharon. Now, what we're looking for is a candidate to fill the position that Pastor Dominique had. This would be a pastor of young adults and youth. And so this position would work with Steve DeCray in senior high youth and Dave Berger in middle school youth and music. and Sharon Nyland in Christian Ed. Anything having to do with our youth of our congregation and our young adults. The good news is here at Sharon, we've got a wonderful program. I mean, we are blessed with young people. We have about 600 young people from high school on down. And what a gift that is. That's why we need a pastor that will work with the leaders in those areas and with the youth in that area to make sure that we're meeting the needs of those families and of those young people, and so that we can continue to have a strong program. This position will be the focus of what they do, but also this pastor will have general pastoral duties when we're able to. They will visit hospitals and visit nursing homes and visit shut-ins at home. They will preach and lead worship and be at meetings and do things that the rest of us do. It's just that their particular area of concentration will be in youth and young adults. But one other thing I want to just mention is, we are calling another pastor, or it could be a deacon, but we are calling somebody to lead us in ministry. And that's different from doing the ministry. Now, it's not that they're not going to be doing any ministry, but their call isn't to do it all. This congregation belongs to the members. It's your congregation. And so the ministry belongs to all of us. And the staff is called to lead in the ministry that's done, but to lead members and to lead one another as we go forward and ask the question, what would God have us do? And what is God setting before us now that we need to reach out and bring God's presence to? Where is it that we can make a difference with the Christian message in the world, both here in Grand Forks, in North Dakota, and even around the world? And so a leader works full-time in the church. That's what this position will do. Their full-time job will be working here at the church and working in ministry, but also leading those who are members who don't work in this church full-time and have other jobs or other things that they're doing, but are supportive of, are involved in, and are a part of the ministry that goes on. One of the blessings of congregations is that everyone has a gift. We're all different, we're all good at, and we all enjoy different kinds of things, but everyone has a gift, something they can share. And when you think of the 3,000 or so members that we have here at Sharon, and all of those gifts, imagine what it would be like if we all used our gifts every day or even every week to further the ministry of Sharon. Imagine what we can do. Imagine the impact that we can make. And so our staff and our leaders are called to do those kinds of things, and that's what our call committee is looking for, is somebody to lead us, particularly in this area of youth and young adults. In our culture today, and as I said, with as many young adults and youth as we have in our congregation, a critical and very important area. This is our time to pass on the faith and to learn and to grow with our youth and our young adults as far as what does it mean to be a Christian and what does it mean to be a child of God. So we're just at the very beginning of this call process. As I said, just elected the call committee. They've not met yet with the Synod office, but hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll have that meeting behind them and then begin the heavy duty work and then the fun work of interviews. So please know that as the process goes on, we will let you know what's happening. I did let you know who the members are. They will, amongst themselves, choose a chair of that committee, and so you probably will be hearing from that person as far as updates and things that are happening. And so that process, as I said, could be very short or it could be very long, but this is one of those times where we follow in faith. We trust that God will lead us. We trust and we believe that God has that right person for us out there. And so please keep the call committee and keep candidates in your prayers. Please keep Sharon in your prayers and the ministry that we're doing. I mean, these have been strange times this past almost year now that we've been dealing with this pandemic, but our ministry still goes on and is strong and probably even more important now in these days. So please keep us in your prayers and And then think of ways that you too can be involved in ministry even now and at these times, donating things or supporting things or being a part of a group or a board. Sometimes the meetings are on Zoom, but there are all kinds of ways that you can donate and support. And so think of, what gift do you have? And how can you offer that gift? And how can you, even now, be a part of the ministry of Sharon? So thank you once again for being a member. Thank you for your commitment to Sharon. Thank you for the ways that you have supported and given and shared yourself and what you have with us. And I look forward to what we have in the future, because I know that after this 100 years of Sharon, we've got great things in our future and hopefully another strong 100 years of ministry. So God bless you this week.